Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so. I'm exceptionally pleased about to bring you a new release from Phoibos. It's their more friendly sized Phoibos Leviathan. I know everyone's going to tell me I'm pronouncing that wrong. I've practiced it so many times, but I've got the orange dial. There's a few dials to choose from. They contacted me a little while ago asking if I'd be interested to feature one of their watches. And I'll be honest, guys, I'm always happy to feature a Phoibos. I think they're an excellent brand. They're out of Hong Kong. This is fantastic. Up until the 13th of October, it's going to be $65 off. This is coming at $265. And I think you're getting an awful lot of watch for $265. It's making it a very good proposition in terms of the price. It's very, very similar price then to some of the really good brands on AliExpress, and Phoibos are unbelievable. They're doing some excellent stuff. They cut their teeth and sort of subby homages a long time ago, long before my channel. But now they do a lot more original designs. Many I can't really pronounce, but they're fantastic. And I've got to be honest, I've had this on wrist now for quite some time, and I've really, really enjoyed spending time with it. I couldn't release any information any earlier. You just see my if you follow me on Instagram, you just see I put a post up on my story and stuff. But yeah, I've really enjoyed spending time with it. Is it as good as all that though? One thing I was like, I like to see was the upgraded clasp. But now they've got the on the fly adjust clasp on their watch, especially with a diver. I think that's a crucial thing nowadays. But yeah, I'm gonna stop going on because you want to see the watch. Sit back, relax, get yourself a nice brew because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. Unfortunately, I've got the old packaging from Phoibos. With it being a new release, I was half hoping that they'd give me the new packaging they've got. Inside, you'll see it's got an instruction manual, warranty card, and everything else. Let me just grab that out for you very quickly. Yeah, bits and pieces going on there. Unfortunately, the way their warranty card set up, they never seem to really sign it. But I dare say if there's any problems, you're not going to have any issues. They're a very, very upstanding brand. Yeah, really, really good brand. But yeah, Phoibos, they've been around a while now, haven't they, Phoibos? This is their Leviathan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. You'll see I've taken 4 links off to fit my wrist screw pins. Nice and easy to size up. So yeah, that was no problem whatsoever. I'll just put this to the side. So yeah, the Phoibos, so I'll say it again, Leviathan. I know I'm not doing that justice, but the model number for this is put the crown in, the PY054G. A few different color variations to choose from, so I'll bring those up now. I like the orange one. Yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker sometimes for these sort of orange dials. But like I said, there's a few different ones to choose from. The Leviathan has been around for a little while. This is the more sort of well-sized, if you like, a little bit smaller. So probably one that a lot more people are going to sort of gravitate towards. Unless you like the bigger one, then go for the bigger one. But there we are, PY054G. Inside this watch, it's running a Seiko N835 movement. I'll bring some information up about that movement now. I won't go on about it for too long. You'd have seen this movement in probably hundreds and hundreds of watches at this point. For good reason. Rugged, reliable, 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour, 41-hour power reserve. This one's run about 4 or 5 seconds slow a day. I'd always rather my movements run a bit faster. But yeah, still good parameters. I've never really had a Seiko NH movement that's not running really well. So yeah, never a problem. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal and the bezel insert, is all 316L stainless steel. So really brushed, guys. It's a real sort of tall aesthetic. You'll see how angular everything looks. It does remind me of a Seiko Samurai, which is no bad thing. I do like the Seiko Samurai. But yeah, all brushed. You've got the bezel, so it's obviously the upper side from the insert. You've got the crown case, solid end links bracelet, clasp, and the case back is all 316L stainless steel, and like I said, all brushed throughout, just for that tall aesthetic. Yeah, very, very rugged and robust. The case thickness of this watch is 12.9 millimeters. The case diameter, I measure from the 8 to the 2. I was getting it bang on 40 millimeters. When you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, obviously when it's screwed up, it was coming at 44.3 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 18 and back up to 20 mil at the clasp. And the lug to lug tip, the tip of the watch is at 48.1, but it does have Melwin links at the center link, so that does then become 53 millimeters. So a little bit more length on there than I would have liked, to be honest. I can't say otherwise. I'd like that to have been a little bit
less long personally, but there we are. The bezel, it's a tricky one. So it's a nice bezel. It's got coining and then smooth areas. So you do have to hold it in those areas to really get a hold of it. But once you've got a hold of it, there's no real issues in terms of turning it. It's the only thing I would say, the clicks are nice, but the alignment is a little bit off. It's a bit off to the left, as you'll see, and that's about as close I'm going to get it to the center. So yeah, the bezel, you've got the crown situated at the 3 o'clock screw down crown, nicely deep etched with the Phoibos logo. And you've got the new case back. I've not seen this case back before. Obviously, it's not focusing. Sorry, guys. But I think it looks really cool. Yeah, and just obviously just highlighting some information that we're going to run through in just a moment. Anyway, like I said, it's got 2 mils of tape on the bracelet. I'd say the bracelet is really substantial, really well finished. Screw pins. You've got the new clasp on here. So this one has the on the fly adjust, which is good. So you just pull that across, pull it, and then you want to size it, just push it into where you want it. Nice and easy. It's good to see that Phoibos have joined the on the fly adjust clasp club. Yeah, so that was good to see. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal. Not bad legibility either, actually. They've definitely put a reasonable amount of AR coating on there, which again was nice to see. The water resistance, you'll see it down at the 6 as being 200 meters. So that'll give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance. And the weight will appear in the top right. So with those 4 links removed, it was still coming in at just below 174 grams. So this is not a small boy. This is a bit of a weighty boy in your wrist. But because of the bracelet and because of how they've arranged it all, it fits on the wrist a dream, to be honest. I know the lug to lug's a bit longer than we'd like because of those Merwin links to the center link, but it does wear on the wrist really, really good. But let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in just a bit more detail. So you'll see you've got an orange Fume dial. So it goes from sort of really nice, deep sort of orange, and it gets darker as you get to the edge of the dial where the minute track is. Inside the minute track, you've got applied battens everywhere. Obviously emitted at the 3 o'clock position where you've got the date, which has been nicely bordered actually. It's nice to see them go through the hassle of cutting it out. Really, really nice. And the date is well centered in that date window. Like I said, applied battens everywhere, brushed in terms of the indices and the hands. Really, really good proportions. I like the faceted edge they've used on the hour and minute, but the rest of it has got really good proportions. You've got a red accent on the end of the second hand, just breaks it up. I might want to have seen that orange, but then they have got automatic written on the dial in orange as well. You got the Phoibos logo printed on just below the indices at the 12. The indice at the 12 is slightly bigger than everywhere else. So it's not your eyes going funny. It definitely is slightly bigger at the 12. Like I said, Phoibos printed on just below there. Your automatic, 200 meters, 660 feet, just above the batten at the 6 o'clock. And like I say, that orange dial just plays with the light really well. It looks copper in some lights, nice deep orange color. Like I said, fume as it gets darker towards the edge of the dial. Very tall aesthetic in terms of, like you said, the case and the hands and indices and everything are all brushed. But I don't mind that. Like I said, it looks really, really cool. You're going to be wondering to yourself now, you spoke about that, Si. What's the loom saying? And the loom, it's Phoibos, and their loom is fabulous. I can't lie. So I'll bring that up now. Their loom goes for days and days and days. I could have left this longer, to be honest, but I didn't feel it necessary. It just shines bright, just keeps going. I've said many times before, I leave these watches on my bedside table. In the early hours of the morning when I wake up, I'm still really able to see the time because of the loom on here. So that's to be applauded by Phoibos. Do you know what I mean? This isn't the most expensive watch around. So and like I say, for the first month of this being on sale, it's a very, very good price, to be honest. But yeah, the loom is really good. Not that I'm surprised. I was expecting it because I know Phoibos, but there we are. That's the loom. Seiko N835 movement inside, so it's unscrewed from the case. If you turn it away from you, you can charge it. Put it all the way out, it will hack. You'll see that. I'll bring the hands just about here. And there we go. So then you put it to the first position. You can scroll through the dates. Let me just scroll through now just for a moment to see where it changes over. So we'll do this together. So what, 3 minutes to 12 it turns over? You'll take that one, yeah. Let's be honest, that is not bad at all. in terms of where it changes over. And like I said, when you put it back in, it will start back up again. And then screw the crown up. It's nicely done, the crown on this, to be honest. It's nicely sort of recessed into the case as well. I like the way they've cut it out. It looks really nice, doesn't it? But that's the hands, indices, dial, loom, movement. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. One moment, guys. Okay, so guys and girls, this is what it looks like on my wrist. I think it looks a really pretty thing. You've got a different type of bezel. It looks like it's been sandblasted. Really nicely done, like I said. And everything else just looks like it's been well done. Let's look at the hands, as I mentioned a moment ago, the indices. And like I've also mentioned, how it fits on wrist. It just is really snug. It does fit on the wrist really well. Nice substantial bracelet, because the head of the watch is quite big still. Not as big as the original, but yeah, fits really nicely on wrist. Really comfortable. They put it together very, very well. What do you all think, guys? Okay, so guys and girls, that'll now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you not always start with pants. I like to go on high with puckers. What I think is pants is, I'm not going to say a great deal. There's a couple of things. One thing I wasn't going to say, but I will. First thing being the bezel alignment. Many people are going to say it's within a Seiko, but generally, I think that could have been done a little bit better, especially from a brand like Phoibos, who I do massively respect. And the lug to lug, like I said, that becoming 53mm with those end links is just a bit unnecessary. Because of how chunky the bracelet is stuff, it's going to wear comfortable anyway. Didn't need to add those 5mm. So they're the two things I mentioned. I'll go the bezel alignment, and so let's go with the lug to lug because of the male end links. What I think is pucker is quite a bit more, because I think this is a really good offering. I'll go with the dial. Like I said, this is the orange one with the Fume. There's a few others to choose from, which you've seen a little while ago. The hands and indices, like I said, I think the hands and indices are done really, really well. Nicely brushed finish on them. Look really, really nice. I'll go with the loom. Like I said, the loom on this is fabulous. Just goes and goes and goes. You got the case back, which, like I said, I do like to see a nice case back on my watches, and they've definitely produced that here. Really well done, Phoibos. You got the bracelet. Like I said, the bracelet on this is very substantial. Nice links. They're good size, aren't they? Which, like I said, with the head of the watch being quite heavy, a substantial bracelet is quite needed to make it feel comfortable, which they've accomplished. The clasp, yeah, you got the on the fly adjust clasp now, which was good to see. They didn't have it on the Phoibos Voyager, the sort of new releases they brought out, so it was good to see it here. You got the angular case, which I mentioned. I think it looks really nice. Does really remind me of a Seiko Samurai, and like I said, that's no bad thing. I do like a Seiko Samurai. You got the recessed crown in terms of how they've integrated that into the case. Nice size crown, but they've really recessed it nicely. Goes in there, no problems whatsoever. The general look of the watch, I think this watch looks fantastic. It's a really striking piece. I've had lots and lots of compliments at work, and I've directed lots of people actually to the Phoibos website, and I think a couple have purchased a few, which is good. And the price, so I'll bring the price up in front of me. So for the first month up until sort of mid-October, this watch you can buy for just about £200. And I do think what you're getting for that sort of money is great value for money. This is almost AliExpress money. So yeah, their price. So they're the things I'm going to mention. I'll go with the dial, handed indices, loom, case back, bracelet, clasp, angular case, recessed crown, general look, and the price. That is the longest list I've had for pucker in a long time. So that'll now take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And like I just said, when I say I've had this, that's the longest list for pucker I've had in a long time. It kind of tells you what's coming next, doesn't it? And it kind of goes about saying I'd have to recommend this watch, guys. I think it's a fabulous offering from Phoibos. Well finished, nicely brushed, good angular case, nice new clasp, good bracelet. Not there's so much to like, so yeah, I definitely would. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch your time. Take care, guys. All the very best.